What's up, everyone? It's Mr. Shaddai. So excited to be here on the Home Show. Wherever you are, thanks for joining. We're so excited that you're here. Today, we're having a talk about who defines us, who defines my identity. Maybe you've asked this question before. Do my friends define who I am? Do my parents define who I am? Or does God define who I am? Let's have a conversation today and let's listen to this message from Mr. Damon. Let's check it out.
Hey church kids, it's Mr. Damon, and I am so glad that I get to hang out with you today. And today we are continuing our series learning about identity. Now, what is identity? Identity is who we are and what makes us valuable. And today we're going to talk about who gets to decide our identity. Who is it? Is it you? Is it me? Is it the raccoon that's outside your house at night? No! Today, we're going to talk about who gets to decide our identity. And let's go to the Bible, because the Bible is the best place to find out who Jesus is. And in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 10, it says this, "But God's amazing grace has made me who I am." And in Galatians chapter 3, it says, "For you are all children of God through faith in Christ Jesus." Well, church kids, it's time for the question of the week. The question of the week is this: have you ever had someone say something mean about you? Have they ever made a comment, maybe about what you look like or how tall you are or not tall? I can remember one time there was a kid in my class who started making fun of my hands. That's right, my hands. He was like, "Damon, you have hands like a grandpa." And I was like, I have grandpa hands. I don't want to have grandpa hands. And for a while, it really bothered me. And I was like self-conscious about my hands. Have you ever had somebody say something mean about you? Now, is what they say true? Or how about this? Have you ever thought to yourself something not so great about yourself? Like, oh, I can't figure out math. I'm terrible at math. I'm never going to be able to do this. Or like, I'm terrified of the water. I can't swim. I don't ever want to swim. I'm so bad at this. Have you ever had negative thoughts and feelings about yourself? Now, we have all had other people say things about us that aren't true. And we've all thought things about ourselves that aren't true. Well, church kids, we are learning about identity, who we are, and what makes us valuable. And we are learning that it's not other people who get to decide who we are and tell us who we are. It's not even our own thoughts. Church kids, Jesus is the one who gets to decide who we are and what makes us valuable. Now, there is a whole bunch of things and people out there in the world who would like to tell you who you are and what makes you valuable. And we have to be smart and recognize it. So I have some questions for you. Is it your friends at school or even your teachers who get to decide who you are and what makes you valuable? Now, listen, your friends are important and your teachers are superheroes. But are they the ones that get to decide who you are? No, I don't think so. How about this? How about movies and TV and social media like Instagram and YouTube? Are they the ones who get to decide who we are and what gives us value? Now, as much fun as those things are, boy, I have watched a lot of movies and seen social media that tells me, man, Damon, you have got to look this way in order to be valuable. You have to have this much money and be able to do these cool things. And if you can do those, then you are cool and valuable and everybody will give you thumbs up and lots of likes. Or how about this one? Man, you've got to be popular and important. And if you do that, oh gosh, then everybody on YouTube is going to follow you and you'll be famous and valuable. Church kids, is it media and social media that gets to tell us who we are and what makes us valuable? No, it's not that either. Now, church kids, is it our own thoughts about ourselves and our own feelings that determines our identity? Well, Your feelings and thoughts are so important. They're so important. What you feel and what you think is wildly important. God has given you the power to think, and He's given you your emotions. It's part of how you've been made in His image. But let's be honest. If you're like me, there's a lot of times where I will think things about myself that aren't true. I'll have times where maybe I tried something and I failed at it, or I was in a game and I just didn't play very well, and afterwards my thoughts will go through my head and say, Damon, you're not as good as everybody else. Yeah, everybody else is great, but not you. Or everybody else has lots of friends. Nobody really cares about you or likes you. Now stop, church kids. Now our thoughts and feelings are important, yes, but those thoughts aren't true. You are so valuable. I am so valuable. Everybody loves you. So you can tell that sometimes even our own thoughts and feelings will tell us things that aren't true. You see, church kids, there is only one person who gets to decide who we are and what gives us value, and that is Jesus. You say, well, how come? Why is it Jesus that gets to decide that? Mr. Damon? Why? Well, let me give you an example here. When you were little, did you ever like draw a picture and you got your crayons out and your magic markers and you were like, scribble, scribble, la, 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 la. And you put this amazing picture together and you were so proud of it. And you ran into the kitchen to show your mom or your dad. And you're like, look, Mom, I drew a picture. Look, look, look. And she like looks down and she's like, oh, did you make a flower? Did you draw a flower? And you're like, no, Mom, this is a picture of a dragon eating a hot dog, playing Baby Yoda in basketball. Now, what if your mom looked at you and said, no, it's not. That's a picture of a flower. Well, that would be so silly, wouldn't it? Why? Because you were the one that created it. You drew the picture, so you get to decide what it is. In the exact same way, church kids, Jesus created you. He made you. And so who's the one that gets to decide who you are and what makes you valuable? It's Him. Listen to what He says in Psalms through the King David. He says this. King David says, I praise you, God, because of the wonderful way you created me. Everything you do is marvelous, and of this I have no doubt. Did you hear that? God did not say that He made you mediocre or okay or just average or fine. No, He made you marvelous. That means awesome, stupendous, incredible, amazing. That is who you are. God has made you, and He made you marvelous. Church kids, and not only did He make you marvelous, but in Galatians, it says this, for you are all children of God through faith in Christ Jesus. That means that God Himself has chosen you to be a part of His family. How important and valuable must you be to be chosen by God to be in His family? It's incredible. So who are you? You are created by Jesus, and you are valuable because He has put His image inside of you and He's chosen you to be a part of His family. Church kids, the next time some joker comes up to you and starts making fun of what you look like, or your hair, or your clothes, you remember who you are. And the next time your own thoughts begin to tell you, oh, you're not as good as so-and-so, and you begin to compare yourself to people that you see on TV or on social media, stop and remember, I know who I am. I've been created by Jesus, and I've been chosen and loved by Him, and my value and identity come from Him.
That was an awesome story, guys. We had so much fun today. But did you know that the fun continues throughout the week? We have these awesome faith-based encouraging stories that you can listen to wherever you are, whether you're at home or on the go, wherever. Do you want to have weekly service with your friends? Well, get all your friends together and download our toolkit that has fun games and activity pages and discussion questions. Find out about this and more at churchome.org/kids. We love you guys so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye.